Welcome back to SnowRunner, guys, and we are, of course, back out here at West Georgia Mud Park today, and that can only mean one thing. It's time to build another mud truck. Now, you're looking at our tow rig at the moment, which is a third-gen Dodge with the sort of quote-unquote welding bed, and it's actually really cool for a tow rig. It has the lifted towing suspension, and we are running a set of 43-inch generic mud tires in dually configuration. So let's go ahead and head straight into the garage now and put together our mud truck build. Now, we have not yet done a dedicated mud truck build with the third gen, and I've been wanting to do one for a while because it really does seem like something that could have really big promise. I just haven't taken it to a dedicated mudding environment yet. So let's go ahead and head straight to the truck store, and we will go straight over to... Wait, I missed it. Where are you? There you are. There you are. All right. So this time we're going to go for the Performance 12 valve with the probably the off-road gearbox. I think that's probably going to be the best one. And let's see. Crawler, lifted, or FlexiBoy. Probably crawler. Crawler's probably going to be the best one because I don't necessarily want it to flex too much and turn over. And FlexiBoy is definitely going to be more on the ultra flexible end. And plus, this is also active suspension, so we can lift it up more if we need to. Now, we're definitely going to be running a dedicated set of mud bog tires, and as long as we can find... Now, we could go for a bogger itself, or we could go for... we could go for these, which look crazy in dually configuration. Can you go any bigger? Yes, you can. You can actually run them in 49-inch dualies if you really want to. That is wild. That is absolutely nuts. Okay, so this one's not getting anything crazy. It's going to get... Actually, it is going to get dually fenders, though. And I'm going to run probably a tailgate, or actually, you know what? Kind of want to run without a tailgate, almost because that way it gives it a little bit more of a raw mud truck look and feel. Now, for the... Let's see. For the exhausts, I'm honestly probably going to run... Yeah, I'm probably going to run just dual straight diamond stacks. That's actually going to be a really cool look for this truck. And we're going to do, let's see, custom bumper 2, actually. And then custom bumper 1 are really the only option for the custom front bumper. And now, colors-wise, should we go for red? I mean, I feel like red's pretty freaking cool. But at the same time, there's a lot of other colors we could go with. And the light blue, for whatever reason, is actually kind of interesting. I do like it. But at the same time, I also really like the dark red. But, you know, I keep going back to... Also, the white looks really good, but the tow rig is white. So, you know what? I know it was red in the last video, but the tow rig... If the tow rig wasn't white, I wouldn't have... I can't decide now. I can't decide. You know what? Orange. Orange is kind of weird, but we're going to go for it anyway. Definitely going to throw beans on the dash for good luck. And this is going to be our dedicated third-gen dually mud truck build. And that suspension is going to stay in high mode. It's going to stay in mud truck mode. So let's go ahead and fire this thing up and get it on the trailer and see how it does out in the mud. Let's go ahead and... Oh, God, it rolls on the power. That's for sure. It leans a bit, though. We're going to have to be careful about that. Here we go. Oh, dude, this is so nuts. Like, look at this thing. Look at this thing. It's crazy. It's so freaking crazy. Like, I love this. Oh my God, I love this thing. It's wild. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing on the trailer, or at least finish getting it on the trailer and get it out to some proper mud pits. Let's make sure we're somewhat centered on the trailer. Move it back just a little bit so as not to put all the weight over the front of the trailer. Stop the engine, swap over to the tow rig, fire it up, and then we'll go ahead and bring the ramps up if we can. Oh, come on. There we go. Pack that thing in, and I think we're good to go. Let's roll out. It's so cool having a third-gen tow rig and a dedicated third-gen mud truck. I absolutely love the contrast we have here. So we're actually going to go all the way down the highway, and we're going to begin our testing at the sort of little, it's not really like a circle track, but it's like two different tracks where it's like you got a straightaway one way and then you make a 90-degree turn and a straightaway back the other way. I did not tell you to go all the way back to first gear. I know I lifted off the throttle, but that shouldn't automatically mean go all the way back to first gear. Now, granted, that truck is kind of heavy though, so really at the end of the day, I understand why the tow rig would want to slow down, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, come on, man. Yeah, it definitely maintains that raw look when you take the, well, I should say when you keep the tailgate off the truck. Definitely looks a bit more dedicated mud truck when you do that. The trailer is trying to pass me on a straightaway. Ah, Tokyo Dorifto. All right. You know, you don't have to slide all the way down the straightaway. It's not necessarily a requirement, but let's, whoa. Oh, it's whipping really bad. Oh, geez. All right, that almost got very bad. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull up and park. Bring those ramps down, stop engine, and get that guy unpacked. Now let's fire you up. I'm going to actually start it up in reverse. Ease it back off the trailer. And since the suspension is already in high mode, we don't have to worry about it. Which is actually really nice. The fact that we don't have to think about it even. All right. First proper mud test in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Launch it. Oh, boy. All right. It doesn't necessarily like the mud in high, but you put it back in automatic mode, and it does work pretty well, actually. It does work pretty well in automatic. It's not going to be the fastest mud truck in the world, but it's definitely going to be one that makes it through, you know? It's definitely going to be one that you can always count on to get you out of the mud. Either get you or your, you know, maybe your buddy's stuck truck out of the mud and back home again. And it's always going to be a fun rig. You're never going to be lacking in the fun factor with this thing. Never, ever, ever going to be lacking in the fun factor with this thing. That is for sure. I keep eyeing up the bed of this truck, and I'm like, I wonder if I could put a quad in there and then pack it. I don't think it's a packable surface. It's, well, since it's not a cargo surface, then it's probably not a packable surface. But even then, it would still be cool to try to stick a side-by-side in the back. Yo, I did not want to go back into reverse. This really quick, like, gear shifting update is definitely throwing my shifting for a loop, I'll have to say. I'm not completely used to it yet. This mud hole is a little bit deeper. You definitely have to kind of fight for that traction a little bit more, but even so, it's working its way through pretty well. It really is. Nice and easy. How are you doing, Beans? You doing good? All right. Dude, he's not even bobbing his head really at all. He's like, uh-huh. Yeah, we're good. I do love how it's like the orange kind of matches the outside. Wonder if I'll... Okay, yeah, my speed didn't really change. From low to low plus to automatic, my speed didn't really change. So I guess I should probably just leave it in a low then. That makes the most sense, I think. Because at the end of the day, if you have it in low plus and then low and then automatic mode first, and the speed doesn't change at all, you should probably just leave it in low. This is actually all of a sudden getting very, very, very difficult. This is not what I anticipated. Nor did I anticipate this truck would have this much difficulty with this obstacle, because this obstacle is pretty tame in comparison to some of the obstacles we're about to go to. So that kind of makes me a little nervous, actually. I'm a little scared for this truck's future. Now, I have a little bit of an idea that I want to test. I'm going to actually switch this out to... This is performance. What about log? And then, let's see, log engine, high transmission. Now, that's not necessarily a configuration I would normally use for logging, but the thing is, not logging, but that's not really a configuration I would use normally for mudding. But the thing is, they warn you not to do that because the truck would be quote-unquote too fast, but I wonder if the extra speed will help me or hurt me. I'm very curious. 3, 2, 1, send it! I mean, so far it's not all bad. It's actually doing pretty alright. Oh, until that point. It was doing pretty alright until it wasn't. Although it does seem a little bit happier to pick up speed with this configuration now. Oh, man. As long as you don't get it bogged down, you're going to be okay. I would recommend this as a configuration. even if you're going to be mudding with it, I'm actually thoroughly impressed. It almost feels like it's doing just a little bit better than the previous configuration. Now, that might be in my head. It very well might be in my head. But, you know, I'm kind of thinking, I'm like, you know what? Maybe it isn't just all in my head. Maybe it isn't. It is making its way through the mud really nicely, though. Come on. It is really starting to get deep out here. Really thick, too. Really, really thick, too. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Easy. Dude, once again, when it starts to get right up to about the top of the tires, that's when this thing really bogs down and there's not much it can do. Now, when it's like halfway up the tires, it's all good. When it starts to get to the top of the tires and the diffs start to get like actually buried down into the mud, that's when the speeds really do go down. But honestly, at the end of the day, I feel like that's very understandable, and that's not necessarily far-fetched from realism either. It's not going to necessarily, like, you know, tear through the atmosphere with how fast it is in the mud, like some other trucks, but it is going to give you a pretty authentic experience, actually. I really like it. I really like it. You do have to actually have some patience, which I know that, like, mud truck builds in SnowRunner, or at least mud truck mods, sometimes get, you know, almost accused of, like, you know, you don't have to have any patience, you literally just point and hit the gas and then just go. Whereas this, I mean, it kind of drives like that outside the mud, sure, but when you're actually using it for its intended purpose and mudding with the mudding setup, you do have to actually use some strategy. Otherwise, you will genuinely get bogged down. Like, look how quickly that slowed us down right there. I didn't even lift until it got bad. Now, the swamp is going to be one interesting beast, because the swamp can pretty much beach anything. I mean, I've beached, you know, some purpose-built mud trucks out here, whereas this is just sort of a mud truck-focused version of a multi-purpose build. Or, well, sorry, a multi-purpose truck in general. So, let's lay the fuel to it and go right into the swamp and immediately roll it over. It would not be a TC video without a roll, would it? Oh my god, whoa! I was not expecting it to rip that well in the swamp. Holy crap. Dude, this thing's a ripper out here in the swamp. That's impressive. That's very impressive. Like, how well it actually rips in the swamp, that is nuts. Like, okay, until it gets into the really, really deep stuff, but mad props to this thing for how well it rips in the mud, in the swamp. In its mud configuration. Like, this is definitely one heck of a swamp runner for sure. Oh, we gotta hit that hill too. While we're out here, we gotta hit that hill. Pull, pull, pull. Easy. There we go. Come on. Get it. Oh, that hill climb's gonna be nuts. All right, power down. High range, up the mud hill. Come on, third gen. Whoa. Whoa! Dude, it pulled the whole front end off the ground going up that thing. That's wild. That's absolutely wild. I did not anticipate, like, it being that good. Like, I was hoping it was going to be somewhat good, but man, did I not anticipate it being that good. That was tremendous. That was absolutely nuts, and, like, wow. I cannot even explain how good that performed up the hill. Let's actually see how it does coming back up the other side. I'm going to launch it down with the water at the bottom, and I'm really hoping that the water doesn't slow it down too much when I turn around and try to go back up, because it slows down a lot of trucks. Hopefully not this one. Let's see. Bring it into the reverse. And go. Once again, laying the fuel to it. High range through the water. I'm just going to leave it in high. Up the hill climb. There it is. Yo, big jump on the top of the hill. Whoa. Oh, God. I should not have given it the fuel there. Boom. Hey, it's all good. Oh, that's amazing. That's freaking amazing. Now, I know that this is not in any way, shape, or form a rock crawler build, but, you know, I kind of want to attempt to get up the rock section. Okay, already this thing is telling me no, bad idea. Oh my god, it is genuinely telling me no, bad idea. It's like, yeah, you're gonna have to go a different way, dude. Like, you can go up the mud section all you want, but the rock section, nope. Oh, nope. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. That's not gonna do it. Nope. Hi. We meet again, bottom of the hill. Yeah, we definitely meet again. You know what I will do, though? I'm definitely going to give it one more run across the swamp and see if I can stay in high the whole way. Because if I pick my line right, I will be able to. Problem is, I don't know where the right line is, so I'm kind of guesstimating. Modulating the throttle, trying not to sink out here. Come on, give me some speed boost. Give me some speed boost. That looks deep to the left. I'm going to try to go to the right of that tree. Oh, can I modulate out of it? Can I winch out of it and stay in high? That probably makes the run not count. I mean, I'll definitely say the run doesn't count at that point, but still. Bro, it should not be digging so bad. Oh, man. Okay, yep, now that it's back out on top of the mud, it just had to bump it in automatic that one time, and then it'll get back out and run the rest of the swamp. But, man, like, you definitely have to walk that fine line, because if you bury the tires, it's done. But if you can modulate well enough to not bury the tires while you're in high, you can skim all the way across the swamp if you, A, pick the right line, and B, don't bury the tires. Come on. Yeah, we could definitely do the rest of this. Oh, no! God, see, I should have lifted just a little bit off the throttle there. If I had lifted just a little bit, it would have been fine, but I did not. God, the swamp is tricky. The swamp is genuinely challenging. And I could, whoa! I could definitely tell you, though, that if you pick the right line and you drive this thing the right way, it will totally make it through the swamp in high. You just, once again, have to pick the right line. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, enjoyed this build, and enjoyed this test of a 100% mud-focused 3rd gen dually, then make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and if you have any suggestions at all, I will, of course, be able to talk about those with you guys in the comments as well. And that's going to do it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed.